Fuckers.
I need to get one. I'll get a mug. You're making me feel. I keep forgetting. I don't know why I forget. All right, we are officially live. We are officially live. Yeah, but not officially. The show hasn't started, but we're live. Everyone's looking at a stream starting soon screen.
Oh, that looks nice.
I love it. Those are always so nice.
Yeah, so beautiful looking.
Man, I am gonna spontaneously explode. Actually, like if I don't talk about this song, you're gonna turn it back on. It's just gonna be the whole room. So like
I'm glad you mentioned it was a song that we're talking about.
We're gonna have John Reeves on.
What is this?
But,
this is your first show with us.
He's already about to bust.
He's already about to bust.
Not even a whole minute in. Yes.
Oh man, why? Can you guys see the chat? I can't see chat. Pull this up.
Not even. What is this thing called? What do I search for? Is it Gaijin Guys thing?
Yeah, it's a Gaijin Guys.
Okay.
I hope it's Gaijin.
I'm familiar with that. There it is.
Welcome to the Gaijin Guys podcast, where we talk about Japanese music news and other music-related things. We got a lot of other music-related things to talk about, but actually, we noticed that there was a whole NEMOPHILA song released, and we're like, well, might as well react to it before we come on here. So
hold on, there's a Gaijin to the Gaijin Guys here.
Yeah, I should.
Should we mention that?
Nah. Just kidding. By the way, if you didn't know, I know I mentioned it a few times to you guys. John is joining us for this the second show of the week on Wednesdays. So we're gonna be doing this every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can't believe we're remembering these times.
You're crushing it.
Good job, Alan. You're meeting a minimum level of coherence.
Guys, we are going to talk about security concerns with Sleep Token, Otto, and Hanabie. Some similar themes going on that we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss the new NEMOPHILA song. That's the first thing we're start off with because we just got done watching it. Guys, the reaction will be up on the channel right after this podcast, so make sure you hit that bell for notifications, subscribe. And you can also check this podcast out on Spotify and all the stream platforms. So we're just going to go to John for NEMOPHILA because he's about to explode. He's ready to bust. Here he is.
Dudes, first of all, thank y'all very much for having me on, man. I freaking loved our podcast that me and you had. And like, I'm very stoked to be a part of this, man. So thank you guys very much for having me on. You guys are awesome.
Here, dude.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man. We're looking forward to this.
It was really cool to start it off doing a reaction, by the way, because dude, that song was so good. But one thing that like I just have been wanting to say about that song the whole time is lyrics. There's a part where she screams, was it "Let me see your smile" or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And dude, like I love the fact that she is like with the lyrics, it just seems like she just wants people to be having fun at her concert and just in life. She just wants you to have fun. And
she screams it at you.
Yeah. And like the old school metal in me wants like, you know, all of my old lyrics, like if you're going to be screaming, like have something angry, you know what I mean? Like scream something mad or whatever. And I love that she's not like that. She's just like, she's just so her and authentic. And I freaking love that. So I don't know.
That kind of reminds me of when I heard Sugar Ray death metal song, and he was like talking about doing your chores and cleaning up the living room. Be nice to cops. You guys remember that song? Ever heard that song?
I'm gonna have to deep dive on that one. That sounds awesome.
I'll have to send it to you. It's literally Mark McGrath did a death metal song. They used to be a death metal and rock band before.
Yeah, they used to do cool stuff, and then they
they did. They actually have
found
some
out you
cool
can make
songs.
money if you do pop music, so they just did pop music.
Probably better than pop music now, though. I gotta give it to him. I'll sing some every morning, you know.
Every morning there's a halo hanging from
that was Sugar Ray. Oh my god! Wow.
Anyways, back to NEMOPHILA, Ryan.
Yeah,
I know you were about to bust too.
Dude, yeah, it's like my new favorite song, dude. Okay, people that have been paying attention to what I'm doing. When I heard the first teaser for this album, I was like, yeah, because they showed kind of softer stuff, like except for like 2 songs. I was like, man, I hope they're not leaning into that. And then was it yesterday they went live and did a live debut of their album and played a little more of it. And I was like, okay, there's more riffing going on than what I thought there was going to be. and I'm really excited about it. So I've only heard parts of this song, and what I said after we watched it was this song sounds like a preview for the album because it's so diverse and it's within itself. So if you hear part of the song, you're not gonna get it, and it just kept getting better and better and better, and then we're like dancing, and then it just got heavier. So yeah, it's literally first time through. I'm like, this is one of my top 5 fucking NEMOPHILA songs.
Yeah, we both were thinking the same thing. It's just you got the fast like thrash metal in it. You got like some heavier metalcore stuff in it. Then you got the new metal style. Then you had disco beats, and then you had pop melodies, and then you get the classic Mayu vibrato that I love. It was insane. I was like, we did not expect that because we heard only 30 seconds of it, and we got 2 of the genres that they're doing, and then the actual song is like 5 different genres the entire time, which is wild.
It is funny at the starting, like whenever we did that like first little clip of the song before the audio cut in, it sounded like it was like the wrong song over the music kind of.
Oh yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
So kind of to your point where you were saying like if you heard just a small part of it, you wouldn't get the whole song. It was very much so like that. Just that part. It was so funny, dude. But like the song's so perfect.
Yeah, it was crazy. It did not. You're right. It did sound like an overdub in the beginning. I wonder what the studio version is going to sound like now. Or was that the studio version over a live video?
Studio version over live video.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think it was too. Yeah, you're right.
Because it sounded incredible. I can't wait to just listen to that without you guys interrupting the whole process.
Hey, we only paused 3 times. I think that was pretty tame. That's a pretty tame. Actually, you guys didn't pause anything. It was me that paused it 3 times. But that's besides the point. That makes me look forward to the album, honestly. This was one of the songs from the preview that I absolutely loved because I liked Ama-te-RAS and Justice. So now I checked out Ama-te-RAS. I cannot wait to check out Justice. I hope they just release another video for that one soon. The thing that I thought was interesting is that they released this music video right afterwards with this live performance. So that means they did this live at some point. It looks like it's in Japan.
On the live stream that was the live stream they just had recently. You can get a ticket for it and watch it still until the 20th, I think.
Oh yeah, I should do that.
They performed a few songs on there. I still haven't watched the damn thing. I'm trying to like find time to do it, but show up to this and I gotta sleep.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely watch it before our next streams. I'll do like a mini review like I did with Band-Maid. How long? Yeah, because it's probably another it's an hour stream, right? It's not too bad.
Stream's hour 20, I think. Yeah, the concert's probably an hour or so.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to it. And I think they were saying like they improved the sound also for their live stuff a lot tremendously with that. Cool. So I'm excited to hear how that goes.
37 watching, 3 likes. That's ridiculous.
3 likes.
That's ridiculous. Come on, guys.
They didn't want a midweek Japanese show or podcast, I guess. They don't like the midweek podcast. They don't like this podcast. Like this podcast is trash.
It's me, guys. It's me. I'll just.
Yeah, it's John. No, I was kidding.
You and your symmetrical face. Get out of here.
I know.
All the revelations we're having on stream today. Okay, I'm learning so much.
Yeah, we found out today John has one of the most symmetrical faces ever. He's like, it looks weird to me. We flipped it, and Ryan and I are like, it looks exactly the same, man.
The same picture. It's the meme. It's the same picture. Me, it'd be like, Jesus, turn it around. Your mouth is crooked.
I think mine's on the permanent flip. I was like, I think I like this side of my face better than the other side. All right, we're gonna. I don't even know where to start. I guess we could start with Hanabie. So Hanabie released it was a tweet, I believe, a tweet. I just have the copied information that she said. So, pretty much they're thanking everybody for their support, and they would like to inform that we have been having some offensive posts on social networking sites regarding activities of Hanabie, which were like kind of a threatening kind of thing going on between them, and just people like harassing them. So this is a rough translation. So some of the content included references to murderous incidents. I'm sure they meant like dangerous incidents. I'm like, what a translation that was. Other circumstances and activities in Hanabie. Anyways, what this resulted in is that they're pretty much apologizing, saying like their next shows, there's going to be a longer line for security. They gotta amp it up, and pretty much just asking everybody to understand, be understanding, and give their cooperation. And that made me feel really bad because I do remember when they came to the U.S., I remember they would run off the stage and get the fuck out of there right away. So I wonder if they were getting any threats or concerns in the U.S. But
I don't think so. I think, see, for us, the lines and waiting to get in longer is not, that's just how we do things because our country's pretty fucked up. I mean, it's just, you got security at every show.
Yeah.
And some of the securities, like actually do check people, and some are like, okay, go, you know what I mean? But you still got to wait in lines. But in Japan, it's not really that much of a thing. And that now they're worried about it. It just sucks, man, that it's affecting kind of how the process goes for a show. But I'm glad they didn't cancel shows, and they're apologetic, like, sorry, it's going to take longer to get in. But
yeah, Ellen in the chat saying that we took it as they meant death threats, and I hope not. I hope not. They did say no to a lot of fans, you know, on tour about taking pictures and stuff like that or whatnot. And I can see some obsessed fans getting mad about stuff like that. So that's why I was worried that it had something to do with the U.S. because I know there's people here, like, if you tell them no, they're like, I'll fucking kill you. And I'm like, Jesus, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, for real.
So, so this. And we're like kind of putting this all in one because this brings up the sleep token thing that just came out about people trying to reveal their identity and like dropping birth certificates and stuff on the members of the band. And the whole point of the lore of the band is, you know, to be a mystery, you know. So like the whole idea of it is like their goddess is the sleep token. They're speaking through that vessel. It's kind of crazy how much lore they have behind it. I gotta get Chase on here to explain it. He loves the band. He knows everything about it. But there's a whole crazy lore about it. And the whole point of it is to be, you know, anonymous. It's like, you know, it ruins a story if you reveal all that stuff. And so people are trying to blow their cover. For those that don't know, Sleep Token is from the UK. And I'm not sure the exact details, but I think Ryan had some stuff to say about it that you found.
I watched a little bit about it because I caught a little bit of Rock Feed, and apparently, it was dudes from Rock Feed and Finn McKenty were talking about it, and Finn had brought up that in the early days they were kind of secretive about things, but not super secretive about it. Like they'd walk around with their hoods off at shows and stuff, and I think as they got bigger, maybe they wanted to kind of to get into the lore more. I didn't know that much about the lore or anything like that. I'm not really a fan. I know they're huge though. So when you get that popular and then all of a sudden there's information put out there, because it was that their like birth certificates were
That's so wild, man.
like made available, which is it's fucked up, dude.
I don't even know where
I think the point was if you wanted to dig, you could probably find out who they were, but it doesn't need to be readily available. Like, what's the point of that? You know what I mean?
It's like John just said right now. He's like, I can't even find my birth certificate. I feel you on that one.
Yeah, it's like, how did they find their birth certificate? I don't know what they do in the UK.
It means somebody cares a little too much. Like,
yeah. Well, like in the US to get your birth certificate, I mean, it's like freaking, I don't know, you got to go to an actual office building in the state you lived and like all this random stuff. I have no clue how you would find my birth certificate. It was like,
well, somebody might find it for you. Don't ask.
It's anybody wants to look and save me the trouble, but no, like it's
don't
just
do it.
But it's so messed up that like somebody took it there. Like I don't know, man. And it goes to what we were talking about last week or the week
last
before
week?
last?
Yeah.
With Otto, man, it's like, how do we expect any of these celebrities, especially like, I mean, Otto, there's reasons that they want to be anonymous, you know, and I don't feel like any fan or any person has the I don't know, like the privilege to out them like that. It's so wild. It's so crazy.
Well, I mean, people that do that aren't maybe in the best mindset, you know?
Yeah.
There's a relative kind of general morality that escapes them, and they think it's their duty to expose these people for whatever reason, and there's no logical sense to that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's lore. It's fake. These guys aren't really a ghost of anything. Sorry.
What?
Whatever
No.
lore is.
Yes,
It's not
they
true.
are, Ryan.
They're just dudes making music and they want to put a cool story to it to make it more interesting, which is that's fine. We like a lot of bands that do that. But to think that, what's your end goal? Like, okay, his name's Darren.
Well, some people look at it as like,
yeah.
some people legit take it as a challenge to figure out who they are. They like take it upon themselves, be like, oh, this is a fucking challenge. I'm going to like out them. I'm going to figure it out. And like people will do that. I'm not surprised, People do it with a lot of other artists. A lot of people have been trying with, what was it? I can't remember the bands, but there's always those bands that everybody's like, what do you think they are? Who are they? You see them in the comments, like constantly just putting in things like that. And then going back to the Hanabie thing, I have fans that drop comments. I had to block a couple that would just say like really inappropriate, like sexual things about like the singer and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, he'd be like, oh, I wonder what it would be like if she did this or did this pose. And I'm like, really, is that necessary? So, it just goes back to like just respecting these bands and leave them alone. Just enjoy the fucking music.
Yeah, if you don't like them, don't fucking listen to them. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. There's a million other things to listen to that you love. Shut up about stuff you don't like. I should take my own advice sometimes, but things I got to respond.
Well, not even that. It's just that they're liking it too much. They're liking it to an obsessive standpoint, That's what I think it is. I think it's like they absolutely love Hanabie, but that they see this sexual relationship with them in their head and they make these fantasies and images and then they start acting on it. And that's like what I think is the issue. And they have to do a lot of heightened security. This is why they have to run off stage. They can't stay with fans, it's unfortunate, but that's what has to happen. I remember with Warning, when I went to see them, I remember like you could tell they were nervous about just the meetup when we were doing the meet and greets because the dad was standing right behind them. They were lined up and they're like, don't touch, like they had to tell a lot of people.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how many people that they had to say, don't touch. I'm like, do you not see the last guy getting rejected or bounced up by security and you're going to go do the same shit? But it's just because they want that clout to go online and be like, hey, I touched the girls or whatever, or some like version of that. Like the photo's not good enough,
I gotta say, like, dude, there's a moment, I'm not gonna like drop any of the people that this happened with or whatever, but not too long ago, like very recently, within like 2 months, I was at an event and people were just grabbing me me and pulling me into like pictures, and then freaking people grab my butt and stuff. Like I got groped a few times.
Damn.
It was freaking wild. But like I'm not even famous, and that happened to me. And then like, but I know that with stuff like you're saying with the Warning, there's so many people that in different cultures as well that don't realize that like is a thing. Like you don't want people grabbing you like that, and don't even think about it, So and
like,
then well, go on.
Go ahead. I was going to say with us, we have compared even with just the three of us, there's very different levels of being known. But if we're in the right situation, you could have thousands of people to know you in one spot, which is true. It's like a tiny taste of what it's like to be well known. And then that's for a little group. In my town, nobody knows who the fuck I am. But if I go to a band-maid show, a lot of people know who I am. So that's a selective amount of being known. And now these bands are approaching where there's not a break in that. They're just going to be known by everybody, whether they're liked or not. I'm not a fan of some of these bands, but I know about them just because they're famous, So that's where it goes from being comfortable wherever you are, like, hey, cool, people know who I am, to like, okay, this is fuck crazy. And you've experienced like that other side of it.
Yeah.
By all means, there's a respectful way to like ask for pictures and stuff. Like Bob just said in there, he said, I felt weird asking Ryan for a picture, but I'm sure you went up to Ryan respectfully and be like, hey, do you mind if I take a picture with you? And at the point he says yes or no. If he says no, then he says no, and then you just go on. No reason to hate him and, put some death threats on him and like, you fucking take a picture with me.
Nice guy, don't do it. So at the point, it's like, yes, ask me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
desperate
that's
for
what I was gonna
attention.
say. Like, for like my level, for sure. I'm like, definitely. If somebody comes up and it's like, "Dude, can I take a picture with you?" I'm like, "Yes." You might have just made my day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
on top of the freaking world right now. But
Yeah.
then, maybe don't grab my junk or something like that, like on your way to the
Yes.
picture or something.
Dude.
It might be a little too flattering, But I think one thing too is sometimes, especially, I guess, I saw this not too long ago. I think people just are. It might be somebody's first time going to a concert or something like that, and they just are overwhelmed by the experience, or they don't know exactly what to do, or whatever. And there's not really an excuse for like probably groping somebody or something like that for sure, But I think maybe that's where, at least with the warning, whenever people were like, "Can I touch them? Can I touch them?" or something, it's like they're just like in this surreal moment where it's like this isn't even real life to them. You know what I mean? They're just like in this, I'm in this moment right now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, different.
Right.
Wow.
It is.
And then,
Sorry, I had my mic on mute. I was gonna say that it is crazy. And going back to the sleep token thing, Ryan mentioned a lot of people just put up videos that they took down their social media, right?
Mhm.
They removed their was their Instagram?
like- I think so. And they wiped it down, then put up a message like some things don't last forever or weren't
Yeah.
meant to last
Yeah.
forever or something like that. So it's kind of cryptic. So I don't
Ooh.
know, man.
What do you think? You think they're gonna come back? You think we're gonna get
I think they will,
Mhm.
but I don't know. It sucks when you got a band that's doing well and then. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you think Kiss had to deal with the same shit
Mhm.
back in the day.
Yeah.
People want to know who they were. And
Yeah,
it probably
yeah.
got to a point where they were getting
And then they
exposed,
regretted it.
Okay, we'll just take our makeup off, and everybody's like, put it the fuck back on.
Exactly. They immediately regretted it. They're like, oh, we didn't want to know that much.
Oh.
We didn't want to know that much. Put it back on.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it.
According to Revolver, says the Mask Anonymous UK band achieved various levels of success behind their breakthrough LP. Taking Back to Eden was their one. And I think that's the album that I listened to. It like blew out all the charts or whatnot. Fan theories are already starting to circulate about what this could mean, because they said not everything could last forever. It was last post, because indeed nothing does last forever. However, the more likely hypothesis is that Sleep Token is cheekily getting ready to roll out a new era of the band.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Vessel's instrumental bandmates, known by their pseudonyms. Am I saying that right? Pseudonyms? Well, 2, 3, and 4 already unveiled a wild new mask for the Wembley Arena show. And since Take Me Back to Eden concluded a trilogy of albums that began with 2019's Sundowning, it's likely that the band are preparing to transform in some way going into this next phase of their career. Despite mysterious Instagram fuckery, Sleep Tokens.
I love it.
I know. Whoever wrote this article, hell yeah. There's just the fact you threw fuckery in this is hilarious. Sleep Tokens' official website still lists their Australian tour dates they have on schedule for this coming April. So this might be not tied into what just happened. But it did seem like it was, since it like happened immediately afterwards, right? You know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I definitely feel like with the tour they've got planned, the weird thing is with music, you really don't know, because they're people. And so they could be so offended.
No, they're not.
that
They're
this
vessels
happened.
of the sleep goddess.
They are vessels. So they're on a little bit of an astral playing field, a little bit of
Is
a
that
different
what-
astral plane than we are.
Just kidding.
But,
Anyways, go ahead.
But they're like, I don't know. I mean, so they have a lot of things already set in motion. So it seems like this is a great publicity stunt as well. But then at the end of the day, they're freaking vessels, and it could be a real thing. You know what I mean? Like, this could be real. So that's where it's kind of like interesting to me, where I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
But the whole thing's just interesting, just in general. But going back to the Otto thing, I am very nervous for her. You know, there is some theories about Otto. A lot of people have this theory that she could be just a Vocaloid. What do you guys think? And they just put a shadow behind the screen.
Did something happen with her, or is it you just worried about something happening?
No, nothing happened with her. It's just like all this stuff that's popping up with people
Ant-Man
unveiling
invading.
them.
Okay.
It was more of like, I'm concerned for her coming to the U.S. because you know how people are in the U.S. They don't give a fuck, and they like to spoil a good thing, you know. So
If Otto turns out to be Vocaloid, then I'm swearing off real singers.
Yes. Yes, dude. Yeah.
Oh
I don't
man,
care anymore.
Yeah.
Imagine. Yeah,
For
because
real,
she's
though.
incredible. I can't believe that she's a Vocaloid. I don't think the theory is
No,
correct
no.
at all. But
There's
yeah,
so many like human things. If we're that level with like AI right now, that would be, it would be horrible because I would be like, I've been tricked. But also at the same time, I'd be like, oh, hell yes. Like I'd be stoked to know that we're there with AI in a way because like maybe, I don't know, but
well, speaking of that, you want to hear something scary, guys? So there's this guy. So Moises is an AI thing that is out for music where it separates tracks, right? So it separates the tracks, and they just released their AI version of it, where this guy would be singing into the mic, right? And then it literally comes back a very, very believable female vocalist, AI generated, singing the tones and everything. Scary.
Yeah, that's what we know
as
of,
fuck.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just what we know of. Well, you told me about that Descript program, Alan. In there, you can like replace words and it'll mimic your voice and like change it to other words and shit.
Yeah, or if you don't like the sentence you said, because what you do in Descript is you read off the paragraph so it studies your voice, and then like let's say you don't
stopped. I'm like, nope, turn this program off.
The devil. That's the devil. It's like our grandparents playing with Ouija boards, dude. Man. It's too real.
So yeah, I'm gonna play just a clip of it. It's
I'm
kind of
Felipe
crazy.
Vassal, and I'm here much better sent. Or I can turn off that automatic.
So here, I'm just gonna play. Get right to the music part of it. Can you guys hear it? Let me know if you can't hear it. But here it is.
We can.
I select Kate here. I select my file. I can choose for the software to automatically change the pitch to Kate's range, or I can turn off that automatic selection and put in the pitch I want. And I know what pitch it is, that it's 7 semitones up. Here's my original voice.
So here it is.
Stepping up to something I never thought would be. And here is Kate's voice.
I love how he auto-tuned his voice. Like,
Yeah,
he auto-tuned this shit out of his voice. But it's funny.
Dude.
So the AI version though sounds way better than his recorded
Oh
version.
my
I'm
God.
stepping up to something I never thought would be.
That's a new country artist right
I was
there.
about to say country?
In my dreams, it's you.
That's AI voice, guys.
Dude, that's
What?
fucked up.
So, all right. So, do you see how the auto thing could be legit? Maybe.
Maybe like it might be one of those things where it's a person and then they've like changed it enough. You know what I mean? Because she sounds so human too. But like, that's.
Well, he did do a lot of auto tune in his voice, and I felt her voice sounded more natural than his, in my opinion, because he processed his voice so much, right? So when he did the female voice, I was like, oh, the female voice is way better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Ryan, you can just AI your voice into a female artist, you know?
Oh yeah,
confuse
I'll finally
everyone.
get that daydreaming cover finished.
There
This
you
is
go.
you? Yeah.
Yeah,
me.
yeah, that's me.
Fucking nailed it.
Oh my God, that's so true. You can just sing band-maid. Yo, you sound exactly like Psyche, dude.
Oh, he's so mad.
Yes.
I've been working on this for a long time. Yeah.
Check out my female voice. You just play the recording, then you just like lip sync to it.
Might as well. I mean, what's the fucking point? Oh my God.
Oh, I mean, this shit's gonna happen, guys. Like, it's gonna happen. People are going. The thing I love about this, there is a silver lining to all this AI stuff. All right, is that people are going to crave live concerts again. Because
sure.
they're going to be so
100%.
fucking sick of watching videos and not knowing if it's real or not, because it's getting to the point we don't know if it's processed or not. And people are just going to be like, I got to see it live fucking first before I watch your videos. You
There
know?
won't be any PA. It's gonna be you come here with the guitar and you just fucking sing.
Exactly.
No PA. And I
as
thought
raw
about that
as it
too,
can
Alan.
be.
Like people will crave. I want to see this happen live because I don't believe you.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like with Ren. I think that's why he blew up so much, is because he does all these live recordings. He does it all in one tank. He spends the time to do that, and I think it's paying dividends for him because people are just already getting sick of it. I think people are getting truly sick of it. Maybe not kids, but I know like our generations are kind of sick of it, like millennials and older.
Polska Bob made a good point. In little tidbits, those things sound really impressive. If you listen to like a whole line or whole song, it starts to kind of falter, but that's the beginning of shit. I mean, eventually it's going to be It's gonna be
Yeah.
perfect. So perfect, it's gonna be pointless. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and
I don't
then
know.
too, like, have you ever listened to like or seen either a rap or like I do a lot of K-pop reactions. A lot of K-pop artists do this as well too. But like they'll play with a backing track, and then whenever you hear the backing track versus whenever they do that same song with like a live band, it's so much different. Like it hits
Yeah.
differently, and it's getting to the point. I still feel like I can tell a live drum from a drum track, you know, but I think that it's getting to the point now where they're getting a lot closer, but you can still,
Yeah.
I mean, live bands, it gives you so much more energy. So I'm wondering if we're going to be kind of getting to the point now where it's like that with live vocals.
I should do a test to see if I could fool you with drums. I really think the drum thing has been it's so good because people record samples of their actual drum at different intensities. So it makes it so much harder to do it. And people have been throwing what they do is they have real drums, but they throw samples on it. I do it myself.
Yeah.
It's like the easiest way to enhance it because if you don't have a studio to get all the dynamic range of that actual drum, you need to put the samples on, you know, but which it doesn't make sense. Like with some of these artists, like that were big in the 90s and they still threw snare samples on it. I'm like, why would you do that?
If you don't, if you're on your own, for sure. Do I use Easy Drummer? Fuck yeah, dude. I can't play drums that well, and my kit doesn't sound that good. But I don't understand why people who have a full studio are like, well, like you go for a certain sound and you end up end up using the same fucking sample and sound the same. Yeah, that's the difference. You listen to shit in the 70s. You had the drum sound for this album. The drums, they got the best drum sound they could that day. And now you just picked here's this awesome snare sound from whatever.
Yeah.
And you lose dynamics, dude. You lose interest because everybody's like, okay, that sounds exactly like that.
Yeah, like I definitely agree with that.
If you go into band-maid, like let's just talk about band-maid for a second here. With their albums, you know, being overly compressed, there's a reason why people love their live stuff because you can hear all the dynamics of the playing and stuff. Because they crush everything and make it loud. It's like it's just like the standard of what people are doing these days. But not everyone. There's a couple bands that don't do that, and I wouldn't even say Sleep Token. They crush their sound pretty hard. Like it's to me, it's like really, really polished. But when you listen to Ghost, for example, Ghost keeps a more organic sound to their music. Whether you like them or not, that's a very organic sound. It's not overly processed. And I love stuff like that. I don't like all their songs. I like a lot of them, but I'm not the biggest fan. But I really appreciate the art and craft that they use with mixing. Like, I feel like the art just got lost when it went to the mixing world. Everyone's like, fuck it. We gotta make everything pristine and perfect.
Yeah,
well, but even with band-maid, with the shit being compressed, you can still hear differences song to song, like with the drum setup, with the snare and whatever. There's differences. It's not like here's the snare for this entire album, you know. There's different takes or whatever. But
you know what I thought was interesting with band-maid? People don't agree with this, but to me, I don't know why, but when I listen to Domination, I feel like there's more dynamics let through more than my favorite album, Unseen World, for some reason.
For sure.
But people say the Domination was really, really slammed down, but I don't think it is actually, and especially in comparison to like Unseen World. I love Unseen World. It's my favorite album because I love it
Also
musically.
depends what you're listening through. What fucking streaming service? If you're listening to a CD, I mean, you have little control now over how it hits your ears, and it sucks.
Yeah,
it used to be you could put on a tape and then you EQ it. Now it's like it's pre-EQ'd before your headphones are fucking catered to a certain sound. Like you can't even undo it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's wild, man. I think it's just ease of access for everybody. They're trying to get like a standard across the board, but it does kind of suck for like the, I guess, advanced listener. I would say maybe is what but, and then too, it diminishes the quality for everybody. You know.
Yeah. Definitely can do that.
Actually watched a pretty interesting video with Beato. Him and one of his producer buddies are talking about what killed rock and roll on the radio, and it goes back to the loudness wars, and it went from every radio station having an independent producer per the radio station, and Clinton signed some bill that basically changed it from that to you'd have one guy in charge of hundreds of stations.
Oh my God.
And he would have producers for the radio stations, and that would tie into the studios, and then you got everybody getting the same sound, and then everything on the radio ends up sounding the same. So you got all these producers are tied in together. They're from the same place. They have the same ideas and everything.
Damn.
And you lose that eliminated the chance of a radio station to break a band. Like, hey, this is cool. I'm going to play this. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you can't because so-and-so says we got to play this, you know?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
And
messed up,
like
man.
there was a change there that I'm like, oh my God, fucking Clinton did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a Telecommunications Act. I watched that video actually, and
It
I
was a
fucking loved
super
it.
interesting video.
I've heard about the Telecommunications Act and that being done, and how like the presidencies, what they do is they take all these companies and they just kept putting it down to one or two. It's not even just with telecommunications, with everything.
Yeah.
Like your Walmart, your super, like all the grocery stores that happened during the pandemic, they narrowed everything down to just your major companies. They've been doing that for so long, and it was just crazy like hearing that he was the one that signed it, because I knew it happened, but I didn't realize it was Bill Clinton. He put it in when I watched that video.
So much
And-
stuff in the music industry changed during that administration, which is wild. I don't understand like why.
But I always
why that would have done.
I always
Money,
wondered
money,
why.
money. That's the only reason why.
And I always wonder why it was just Rick Rubin, Andy Walsh. They're great. Don't get me wrong. They're fucking amazing. But it was always like those two guys and a handful of others that were constant producers and stuff in the 90s. And don't get me wrong, I love 90s music. I actually really loved the mixes, and they did a great job. But yeah, if you think about it, you listen to all the mixes sound the same. Pretty close, you know?
Standard.
Yeah, but the singers is what really made those bands sound different in the 90s, in my opinion. But kind of
Man,
changed
I
it
did
up.
not know that, dude. That's the first time I've ever heard of that. Actually, and it makes so much more sense now. I'm like going back in my head, playing some artist, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, this makes sense. That is wild.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it went from like, dude, this so-and-so's got a great snare sound. This guy has a great bass sound to like, wow, everybody has a great snare sound. Everybody has a great bass sound.
Yeah.
and they're just running it from New York, which is the wild thing about it. We had somebody, so in El Paso, they have KLIQ with the K, that's part of a major corporation. And we had Daniel Paulson on. Check out that podcast. We talked with him, and he pretty much said, yeah, they control everything from New York or whatnot, and they send them what to do, and they don't really essentially have to do much of the playing of the music. And Rick Beato confirms it in that video, this video right here, how corruption and greed led to the downfall of rock music. And Nickelback was like the first one with that mix, and then everybody's tried copying it afterwards. I think it started with Creed, honestly. I think that's when it started.
Yeah.
I think it all started with Creed, and then Nickelback just took over because Scott Stapp went off the deep end.
What's hilarious for me is the day before I saw that video with Beato, me and my wife watched Airheads. You remember that movie? With Brendan Fraser.
Taking over the-
And it's
yeah.
like, it's at that time, and the dude's trying to go into radios to, dude, just play my demo. And he's like, I can't touch that. It's unsolicited. I can't listen to that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're fucking talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, that movie was brilliant.
yes, I agree. Yeah, it was so on point, but you don't realize it when you first
Right.
watch it. Yeah, it was
Right.
so on
I'm like,
point.
holy shit. Okay, Steve Buscemi and Adam Sandler, that movie is underrated.
I
So
think
freaking good, dude. So freaking good.
how many of you in the chat have seen Airheads? Let us know. If you're listening later, let us know in the comments. That's a great movie. Yeah.
Your name's not Chaz?
Ugh.
And then when they hold up the whole entire radio station, that's great. That's what we need to do, guys. Well, and here's the thing about
No, it's not what you need to do. Jesus.
yeah, no, why not? It'll be fun.
Disclaimer.
Did you miss the whole first part of the program?
Yes. No, I was kidding. Yeah, oh yeah.
Over there, Alan.
Oh fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say now. Anyways, this doesn't matter. It was something about the radio. Radio's dead, okay? But no, there's something about the radio, and I can't remember what it was. It was important, I swear. But anyways, I guess we'll move on.
Well, dude, how
ahead.
do y'all feel about like, do you think that what is it, SM radio or XM radio? Do y'all feel like series? I don't know.
Sirius?
Either way, do you feel like that is helping kind of give a new life to radio, or do you feel like it still falls under those same guidelines and thus it like can't grow?
I think it's like the last thread of public radio. It's still, you still got to pay for it though, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But with the streaming services and people, honestly, dude, people like us who share a lot of music that nobody's telling us what to share. I mean, people, hey, will you share this? Yeah, we can choose to or not.
yeah.
We can share stuff we want to share. So we're kind of, I didn't mean to go this route, but we're kind of doing what old radio stations did. Hey, check this band out. This is a really cool band, you know?
Yeah, we
And
are.
we're,
It's a cool way to look at
yeah.
that.
We essentially are. We really are.
I like it.
I
fucking
remember
cool,
I was gonna
man.
say, I realized that radio was dead when they allowed me to play my song on the radio. That's when I knew. I was like, this was way too easy to get to know the radio
I've
host.
done that. I've done that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they played on their Sunday show for locals or whatnot. Like
Yeah,
that
dude.
wasn't a
Yeah,
thing
exactly.
always. Yeah, it wasn't a thing always. I mean, it was cool. That's like, I remember that's
I was
how we
so
found our
happy about it.
bassist. Yeah, because you're like, I was on the radio, so yeah, my mom and dad care about that, but no one else does.
Yeah. Did y'all ever because for us in Nashville, like the local, it was called like the local buzz or whatever, and it was like super late on a Sunday, and so
Yeah.
I remember being out in my car by myself, like cranking my, and they were like, "You're gonna be on the local buzz this Sunday at like around this time roughly," and I called
Yeah.
all my friends, and everybody was like, "Dude, no, I'm not going out to my car." And I was like, "Dang it!"
Yeah, they don't have a radio in their house.
Yeah, so it's just me in my car, like crank the car radio up. I'm like, yes.
I remember
Yes.
I remember the first 2 times I had my song on the radio. We were all excited and we played it and everything. And then like the last 5 times, like the host will hit me up. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna play your song tonight." I never check it out. I never
Have
play
fun
it.
with it,
Like-
buddy.
I'm like,
Yeah.
thank you, dude. I'll let you know how many fans we get from it. Never any.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, it actually worked. Like I said, we found musicians that way. I remember we were looking for a bassist, and they're like, "Oh, I heard you on the radio. I want to play with you guys." Right at the tail end when people still kind of cared about radio, but now, like, well, I'm still shocked with how many people listen to radio. My drummer still listens to the fucking radio when he's working out at the park and stuff. He does like park work. He plays the radio still. It's kind of crazy.
Man, we did a concert one time. So the local rock station in Nashville is very pop rock almost. You know what I mean? Not very like edgy. And I was in a thrash metal band whenever I was in like right out of high school. So very thrash metal, but like with screaming vocals. And they threw us on a showcase because we had like a good local following. So they threw us on a showcase, and it was like we were the support act, and the headlining act was like a girl vocalist, kind of very poppy rock, you know, like pop vocals with some rock guitar. And I remember we played, and we had like a mosh pit. It was like in the Gibson Showcase, which is like probably not a great place to have pits at. And had a mosh pit. And then once we got off, the DJ, the guy that's like over the radio station, he was like, "Well, you never know what you're gonna get at these kind of events." And I was like, I'm never listening to your show. You're a douche. He was so rude. He was so rude. But like, I mean, I get it. I'm like a little screaming teenager, but it was fun.
That's awesome.
You guys have any thoughts on the whole Otto thing? Are you guys going? You're going to the New York City one, right? You're gonna go see him in New York City.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's where we're like maybe even how we got on this line of
Oh, I'm
thinking,
going to
'cause-
see her in Chicago. I forgot.
Yes. Dude, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to go to that show as well too or not. But like the weird thing is like, okay, I've got a media pass for the New York show, and Otto doesn't show her face. What am I supposed to be
Yeah, that's
taking
gonna
a
be
video of,
interesting.
you know, or taking pictures of?
That's so weird.
And I don't know. And so I think that might be where we kind of started this conversation. But like, she doesn't allow photos of her because nobody really knows what she looks like. And,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. But I am concerned for her identity getting out and pictures of her getting out, especially after the thing with, it's just wild that happened right after Sleep Token. Like,
Yeah. It'll be interesting to
very
see what kind of access you have, if at all. I mean,
yeah.
I
I
remember.
don't know. With like a prepared statement, maybe, or maybe I don't know. That's going to be,
Yeah.
it would be interesting.
Well, remember Man with a Mission, Ryan? They said like don't do any filming and stuff like that. I literally went online the next day and somebody filmed the whole fucking concert. I was like,
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
I'm like,
Right,
it's-
yeah.
It's like in the video. In the video, it's like it says don't film and all that stuff. It's in your video that you filmed. Like you should have at least edited that out, you know?
They don't
Blur over
care,
it or
dude.
something.
But Otto, I mean, their placement is always, her face is always hidden by you know, kind of the lighting and the headdress or something like that. So,
She's
I
AI
don't know.
generated anyways. I mean,
Mm.
I was kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, but yeah, I can't wait to hear that. I'm gonna try to make it to that one with you, John, the New York one. So
Oh,
that's
dude,
looking
yes.
pretty good. It'll be
Heck
awesome.
yes.
Go ahead.
No, I don't know. I'm very excited about that. I don't know how it's gonna work out as far as like what I can film and stuff, but it is kind of wild that you mentioned like Man on a Mission doesn't allow filming, and at some point I think we need to talk about this. Not necessarily this podcast because I know we got other things.
We can talk about it now. We don't. Yeah, go for it.
Well, like the lack of filming in Japanese cultured bands, I think is like such a different thing. I think for me, it was something that took a little bit of time for me to get used to. The idea of like, I can't share this with people, but it gets you more immersed in that concert and thus gives you a better experience at a live show, I think.
It's a special night. It's a special thing that you see then. And yeah.
So I love that actually. Like whenever I first, well, okay, I love that whenever you're going to a concert, but if you're shooting media stuff, like if you get a media pass, which I've had now for, this will be my third artist for Japan to get a media pass for, but it's like they don't want you to film it. I'm like,
what do you do with a media pass?
Yeah, you gotta talk to them, and then you know.
Yeah.
It's because in Japan, so this is what they expect for media pass. They expect you to do written interviews, written articles like we do on guysandguys.com. That's what they're thinking, which is what we're gonna help you with. Anyways, when you go to Otto, we're gonna get the written article up, an interview, and put it on the website. So same with Ryan. Also, he's gonna have his written stuff.
Yeah, I got a dim rays, which they just didn't have time to make a video, and so we got an article for that. I gotta get up there and get out there. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So that's what that's for. That's why you guys should go to guysandguys.com, sign up for a newsletter. We only send out an email once or twice a week. We're not going to spam you or anything, but we'll put up all the interview articles there, because that's the thing with the Japanese crowd. They definitely want, they're still in the old school ways of doing the written articles. So I didn't have an answer for you last time, John, but I figured it out. That's what the media pass is. It's so you can do a report on everything back there, but you just won't be able to. What the thing with Otto is, they'll let you take pictures. It's going to be on the outside of it because they want you, the media pass, so you can get pictures for that article.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. And dude, this year, the amount of artists that are coming over is going to be wild, dude. So like, if there was a time to sign up for the site and try to get like, read about the articles, it would be now, because it's going to be nuts, man. It's going to be a crazy year.
Right on.
I think some of the Japanese bands, though, are catching on to the new ways of social media. Like NEMOPHILA is a great example. They're already almost at 500,000 subs, and they do it. They're killing it. They're killing it with that way. They knew exactly what to do when they came out the gate with their articles and with their videos and everything. So some Japanese bands and managers understand what they're doing with that. Like Hanabie, for instance. Hanabie could get press passes and pictures with, but you had to get the press pass to do that, and they allowed it. But some other bands are still not on that page, you know.
Yeah.
Well, look at Asterism, dude. They're all about it. And I was in Japan. I saw Asterism, Sai Sega, and Soken and Naru in the same week. Crazy awesome week, right? Asterism, you could video the whole thing. They didn't care. And in the same venue, I saw Sai Sega, and they asked for no video, and then they had one song, which they put a video out for. Well, it wasn't this show, but it was Right On, and they're like, please take out your cameras, your phones, and film this next song, which is cool because people want to, and everybody did. And then the band gets footage that gets shared. It's smart. Soken and Naru, you can film anything. They never gave a spot to take any photos or anything. Fine. That's a thing that lives in my memory. Yeah, it's one of the most incredible shows I've ever seen. I just have to tell you about it.
Yeah, that's so cool though. And I'll say, like, I love the idea of the no filming, but allowing you a song or something that you can film, because like, especially for you, I've never experienced it that night and day, like where there's multiple bands on the bill. Some will allow you to film, some won't. But I'd imagine that is a stark contrast between the band that allows you to film through the entire show and then the energy of the crowd that doesn't allow you to film, except for maybe that one song or something. Because there's like at the 1OK Rock show, they allowed us to film for one song, and everybody, it was like cameras all the way around, but every other song, people are like crowd participation the entire time. So
man, that's the difference, right? Like you have where you're forced to like just pay attention to what's going on instead of blocking somebody else's view. I've bitched about it many times. If everybody has a phone, everybody's getting a shitty video. You know what I mean? Yeah. And let somebody who knows what they're doing do it, and you can watch it later and just be there and enjoy the show, because everybody's if you're, it's just it's touch. If everybody's taking a picture, you're blocking somebody else's view every time. It doesn't matter how, especially if you're not looking through. A lot of people they hold up over their head because they can't see.
Oh god,
It sucks. You can't see, but then you're just fucking it up for somebody else. So
you're the dude.
I don't know,
Everybody's the dude behind that person too. You know what I mean? Like everybody's got somebody with their hands over their head. Like
yeah, you end up watching somebody's goddamn phone.
yeah, I think
What's
we
going
need
on?
like
I can see on there.
we need an etiquette class, a video etiquette class. We need to show. Look,
That's
you
what-
don't have to hold it up here. Do this number. Do that number right there. Boom. Now who am I blocking?
And if that doesn't work, just enjoy
Don't
the
do
joke.
it.
There's
Yeah.
somebody up front that can
Yeah.
actually see the band.
Exactly.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny is I think Death Clock actually technically had etiquette video before they started playing.
Did they?
Yeah, but it was not
They
for the
did.
reasons. It's pretty much.
be an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like don't be a dick and stuff like that. And make sure you share your weed or whatever.
Yeah. What is that dude's floating heads?
I don't
name?
know what
It's
they
like
call something
Murder
bones, crossbone, or no, was
Cross-
it?
Dang it.
I don't
Something
remember. I gotta
bones.
look it up. But yeah,
Oh god.
They
My
tech-
brain. Yeah.
the one thing that they had that was funny.
That was
I don't know.
pretty good. That was pretty good.
I forgot about that. I didn't Man with a Mission Ryan have like something like that. Like please don't do this. It was probably just the phones, right?
Yeah, they just didn't want people to film. And I don't know if they said that they would have a moment where you could use it. I can't remember if they
Yeah, they
there's
gave us
like
a moment at the
thing up on the
end.
screen. Yeah. I don't know if they like let it be known that would happen later, or if they just kind of surprised the crowd.
I don't know.
I don't
It seemed like a surprise, right? Or
Yeah.
I think it would be better if they would let people know that, so people would be more at ease. Because for some reason, a lot of people have this fear of that nobody will believe them. You know, that they're there. That's their excuse. That's the reason they use. And I get that. Like you say, oh, this happened. Like, yeah, all right, whatever. Yeah, that didn't, you know.
Isn't that crazy? That's what news used to be. Oh, somebody was there. What happened? Like you relied on people to tell you shit that happened, and now it's just not good enough.
Yeah. They're like no video, no picture, didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
It
happened.
wasn't a concert. Yeah, there was, dude. I was there.
There's
Y'all
a
ever
date
see,
on
like,
the site.
Yeah. Do y'all ever see like the Snapchat videos? Like I've got a couple of friends that go to concerts as well, and they'll do Snapchat stories. The whole concert is a Snapchat story. And I'm like, well, that's cool. But also that's gone forever now. Like after 24 hours, your story's gone. Why did you spend the whole concert filming?
Oh
on
my
a
god, that's
Snapchat
so
story?
true. Well, if you pin the story, it stays there forever though. A lot.
Oh.
That's what they do. They'll pin the story.
Ooh.
So you can do this thing on stories where you pin it. So that's why they do it. So they'll put in their story and then they'll pin it so it doesn't go away.
I didn't know you could even do that, dude.
Yeah.
All the revelations on this freaking stream. Learning so much.
John is being educated.
Yes.
Yeah, because for my band-maid concerts for the stories, I literally have a label band-maid show 20 whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you know.
Playlists.
Now you can spend all the time blocking people's view and getting those like well-needed videos that are going to be in pristine quality for everyone to watch afterwards. So people
Dude,
like
yes.
Ryan can enjoy it later since you blocked his vision the entire
I
time.
like seeing some guy's video where he's above head, he's jumping around like an idiot. Yeah, I'm getting some great footage. And you're like,
Dude,
getting sick from watching it.
I have a
At least.
yeah,
Steady
got
your-
a
steady your
horribly
fucking
embarrassing one that happened to me. I was watching Sim and I was recording it, but I was recording it like this because like I've gotten this thing now with I don't want to be that guy above the head, you
Yeah.
know? I was at a concert and this girl had it the whole time and I was like, and then finally somebody next to me was like, "Man, can you please put your phone down?" And
Yeah.
so like it was, I don't know, either way. But I was
It's a
filming
hard
it.
thing to do.
Yeah, I was filming it somewhere like this. It was like high enough that the person behind me could like see my phone, and they were like, "Hey, dude," and I was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "You're not recording," and I was like,
Oh, no way.
"No!" I was like,
Dude.
Oh my god!
It was
that's
good
Or you
though.
hold it and you cover up the mic so it's like breathing
I
into it.
should have. If only I was recording to record my
Oh.
shame, but I wasn't even. I think I pressed it and then pressed it again or something like that, so it wasn't even doing the recording thing. Was
I
like, man,
imagine the front
balls.
cam right now is on your face and you're all excited recording someone going up to
Your
your
chin.
ear whispering and you see your face drop.
Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so funny.
Oh Oh
But
man.
I'm glad it happened. I was like, you know what? It's probably for the best. I don't need to record this anyways. I'm just gonna have fun at a sim show. So it's good.
Dude, Sim is so fucking good live. Ryan, you
They
gotta
are.
go see
Yeah,
that.
dude.
You haven't seen him yet, have you? Have you seen Sim?
No.
They're doing a headline tour, dude. Doing a headline tour.
Doing a headline. I promise you,
But
Ryan,
I just know it'd be a great show, dude. I know it would be.
you will love it.
Dude,
You will love it.
okay, I'll go.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, Wave's in the chat.
Hey, Wave. How you doing?
What's up, buddy? Hope you're getting hope you got a lot of sleep.
Jeff said, Electric Callboy, they film almost every show. I wish more bands do the same. See,
You know
some
what's
people...
maddening? Most bands film their damn shows. They just don't do anything with it.
Yeah. I think it's in case they like catch something, on the fly.
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm thinking. Maybe not, though. Maybe they're not doing that. All right, guys, you want to talk about this amazing new guitar that just came out? It's like cutting edge.
Cutting edge. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Let's see how sad the guitar industry is. And how unpredictable people are. That's what this is really about.
I'm gonna let Ryan take this one away. Go ahead.
Okay. So, man, there's so many layers of this.
There is. There's a lot of fun.
Machine Gun Kelly was a rapper who had a beef with Eminem. Eminem squashed him, so he went to pop punk because it's an easy thing to do. And he got really popular because he wears pink and he's a good-looking guy. And people that like pop punk can like anything that sounds like pop punk. And he did it, so he got famous doing that. So the dude's, he's good for him. He's doing really well. Plays guitar. Okay, I guess. And he's so good that Schecter gave him a fucking signature guitar. Schecter, a very, very good guitar company who has some amazing players on it, gives Machine Gun Kelly a signature guitar.
Oh,
And did you show it yet?
I did
It's
show.
super
I did
cool
show.
guitar.
Here, you want me? I'll bring it up again. Here's
Yeah, go ahead.
here's an amazing new guitar. There it is.
Whoa.
In all its
Okay,
glory.
so I guess there was controversy. It's shaped like a razor blade, whatever. I thought it was going to be something like I'm metal or some shit, which no, he's not. I didn't think there was issues with it. Now, what was being brought up was that it's glorifying people who cut themselves, which that's only going to be an issue if that's an issue you have, I think. Because that's not where my mind went,
Yeah, no.
And if it's an issue for a person, then yes, it could be triggering for you. What
Can I
he
add-
said was he really
Let me add real.
shaving.
Yeah, let me add
Oh,
to it real
feels-
quick. The reason why people took offense to it because it's the genre that he's doing, that emo genre where they have a lot of self-harm involved in his genre of music.
Okay.
So they thought it was insensitive for him to come up with a razor blade guitar, since that they consider that people in that group are normally commit self-harm more than other groups of other music fans, so that was why they jumped to the conclusion of glorifying. But I could totally see what you mean. If you're not in that music scene or know about it, you're just like, oh, it's a ugly ass razor blade guitar.
Yeah, it's just insulting because it's not playable above the 16th fret, and he doesn't play guitar for shit. And it's a signature guitar. It costs $1,500, dude. It's not like
That's what I was gonna
$600
ask.
guitar.
Oh,
$1,500.
No, man, no. That's what I was gonna ask. Like, how much is this? Because like I've got it pulled up right now in Schecter, and I'm looking for redeeming quality. Like, God, give me redemption.
How
for
much
this
is a
guitar.
Zaki?
It's a
Is a
bolt-on.
Sinister Gates guitar? Similar price, isn't it?
It's cheaper. Some of their guitars are like $800.
You know what's
That's-
cool about the Gates guitar though? You can play it. Like,
You know what's that? You know what's even worse? They're gonna sell more of these fucking razor blade guitars than the Sinister Gates.
oh
guitars.
God, that
Yeah.
hurts my soul, dude.
This caters
Look
to
at
the
the
guys.
input
This
jack.
caters to the guys that buy the signature Gibson guitars.
Look at
hang 'em
this.
on their wall and never play 'em.
Look at
Can we
this. You
just-
can get a budget one for $799, and
Yeah.
it still sounds good. Like the upgraded one is still $100 cheaper, $200 cheaper than the actual MGK one.
My heart hurts right now. All right. I feel like but look, you know what though? I think you said something about this. Like this kind of goes to people that are like paying for the Gibson, the signature series. They're just essentially hanging them on their wall because there's no way. Like you're not getting this because you want to play it well. Or I mean, somebody out there on TikTok is definitely going to prove what I just said. They're gonna crush it. They're gonna write a song. This is gonna be their guitar, and they're gonna do good. But they're not gonna be doing solos. They're not gonna be playing like Polyphia type stuff either, for sure. And
Right. And
not
yeah,
practicing
my
sitting down this.
yeah, like okay, so Dimebag Daryl, shredder, freaking extraordinaire. He used to wear razor blade around his neck because it was metal, and he had inlays on his guitar that was razor blade. So when I saw this, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
But okay, so here's the thing. Trogley's Guitar Show. It's a channel, good channel if you want to learn about guitars and stuff. He mainly a Gibson guy, but he's done shows about Scandal's guitars and even Flappy Pigeon guitar, Miku's signature guitar from Zonitis. So if it's an interesting guitar, he'll pick it up and he buys them new and he takes them apart and sees here's what kind of pots it has. Here's the kind of pickups. Here's what the inside looks like.
Oh, that's
so this
badass.
guitar, yeah, and so you learn a lot of shit. And this guitar, this $1,500 guitar, the top of it is basically a pick guard that covers the whole thing.
Oh
Piece of
shit!
plastic, okay, he takes that off, and there's like 12 screws that hold the thing on.
Oh god.
To get it off, he had to take the bridge off. If you want to get to the pickup, you have to take the bridge off the guitar. You have to take the pick guard off just to get to the pickup, right?
It's this one right here, the Trilogy Guitar Show.
Trogley's Guitar Show, yeah. And he takes the bridge off, and there's the plastic that was covering the pick guard is still under the bridge. They like put the bridge on and then tore off the plastic.
Weird.
And the bridge was on crooked. You could visibly see it was crooked in relation to the pickup. There was a crack on between the fretboard and the rest of the neck. It was cracked. Like it was a piece of shit, dude. Like for a $1,500 guitar, it should be, even if it's unplayable, it should be perfectly built.
I didn't realize that whole thing was a pick guard, by the way. That is without it on, I'm just like, dude, what have they? And the price, I think, should be insulting to a lot of people because I'm looking at the specs. There's nothing redeeming on that.
No, it's got a volume control, a kill switch.
It's got a hip shot bridge, which cool. I mean, like, but even the actual like the
you're paying for the name.
Fretboard. Maybe you could say that.
You're paying for the name 100%. This is definitely paying for the name and nothing else.
This is not for guitar players at all.
No.
At least with like Sinister Gase's collab, you can play the fucking guitar and it's amazing. So, and like it's a good sound. And he actually plays it, you know. I'm not against signature series guitars, by the way, at all. I freaking love I've got a Keith Morrow Schecter. I've got a Keith Morrow, and then I've also got a Mark Holcomb. So I have like two Schecter signature series guitars. And I freaking love them both, but like, good. You don't want this one, man? Come on, you can't look at that. Look
at other artists.
If somebody gives that to me,
all I had to do is get really good at pop punk. I could add a signature guitar instead of like shredding for 30 years.
Yeah.
I will say it looks better in real life than the actual pictures. And the picture looks like a cartoon, but not that much better. That doesn't look comfortable to play either. This is only 22 frets too.
How are you going to get to it though?
Why would it be? You can't.
It's like an acoustic guitar.
Gibson, Les Paul has more access, and it sucks to play on high dude.
Well, even my acoustics have
My
cutaways.
Telecaster is difficult to play up there. And
man.
That's not what it's made for. It's not made for people to play guitar. It's made for people who want to, and they're going to sell a shitload of them.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird that one. Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. It's just every time I see a picture, like the bridge is crooked. They couldn't even put the bridge on straight.
What kind of pickup is that again? Is it Schecter's brand pickup?
Schecter, yeah, Schecter freaking
there it
Plus
is
or something. I don't know.
Proudly built in Sun Valley, California.
At least give us a freaking Fishman Fluency or something like that. Put a pickup in there to justify it. Good God.
That's crazy.
The bridge, I love hip shots, but that's like the bare bones basic hip shot bridge too. So that's just not anything. The net, I don't know. We could totally break the whole guitar down, and I could just be like, no.
Look at the dings it comes with.
The finish, the finish is shitty.
Kind of freaking.
Well, I mean, what do you expect? It's a razor blade, guys.
I need cutting edge razor blade technology.
The quality of it is like a $200 guitar.
Yes,
like the finished quality of it. You should get something that's pristine, stupid but pristine.
Yes.
You're paying
Yes.
$1,500.
If you're paying $1,500, absolutely. I can get my 7-string Ibanez was $1,500, and it's way better. You know,
Yeah.
it has
Dude,
DiMarzio
my
pickups
fucking
in it.
PRS was $400.
Yes,
$500,
dude.
and it's beautiful, dude, and
And you got
playable.
2 pickups probably on that as well too.
I have 2 pickups on my PRS.
This
yeah.
is a
double the
travel
pickups.
guitar, and this looks better built than that one. This is a
Oh my god.
this is a
dude.
collapsible guitar that's $500. Like I can take the neck off and everything and travel with it, and
That's
it looks
the
better.
collapsible one?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
my
never
God.
seen one like that. Holy crap, that's awesome.
yeah,
dude.
it's fucking. It fits in
Legit.
this. It fits in this backpack. Like
Get
it's
outta here.
crazy.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I
Fuck
did.
that. I'm getting a Machine Gun Kelly guitar.
Yeah. yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
that seems convenient, but you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Is
You
the
told me.
music blade
Dude, the
collapsible?
Machine Gun Kelly guitar doesn't even come with a fucking case.
What?
It's
No way.
$1,500.
No
It
way.
doesn't
You're
even come
fucking.
with a case.
You're
No.
kidding me. It doesn't
Wouldn't be
come with a
hard to
case.
shape the goddamn thing. Just needs to be rectangle.
How
I
do you
mean,
not
let me
have
do
a
it.
case for that?
That is wild, dude. I bet
Because
you
nobody's
anything
going to
will-
play it. It's going to go on a wall.
Yes. That's not a traveling guitar because you're probably not playing this thing out. Dude, like it's like the Explorer that I've got right here. I love the Explorer, but you've got to get a weird case for it. Like I had
they're
it
huge.
Yeah, you got to
Oh,
get
I've
like
had
an XL
Explorers. They
case.
suck with the cases. Like they're
I
great
was
guitars,
like, oh,
but
this
they.
would be awesome. And then you have to buy like a freaking $300 guitar case, and you're like, never mind. I should have
You're
gotten
not going to get a
something
cheap
like
one to
an
put a
Inky.
$1,500 guitar in.
Yeah, exactly.
I need
But-
to find the video. It's really hilarious. So for about the MGK video or about the guitar.
Wait a
So
minute.
go ahead.
You could tap all over that thing and it wouldn't matter. It's for virtuosos like that. That's what it's for.
Just tap on it.
My bad. I misunderstood the whole thing.
So another YouTuber, Metal Burb, he says, I know MGK sucks and people don't like him, but what's up with the guitar being a razor? It's almost like glorifying self-harm. So this is one of the people that thought that. Schecter man, the scene has problems with mental health, and making tools that can cause self-harm look cool is actually super lame. Also, the guitar is hideous, but that's just obvious.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it's funny. So Machine Gun Kelly actually responds to him. He's like, "You show lack of depth by taking art at face value. This has nothing to do with any of the subject matter you presented. So no, my friend, you suck." So here's something that's funny about it. So I was like,
Concise.
I looked into it, right? And he's talking about the part where he's talking about razor blade. So the razor blade is it was influenced by a song he has that is literally he's singing the lyrics, and everybody thought it was about self-harm. The lyrics were about that. And then he went to go on and explain that it was about how it feels good when he shaves.
Are you serious?
That sounds to me like he made that up for what it was actually about. 'Cause
Ask
That's one of
any
the dumbest goddamn things.
Why
He
don't
always
we all
runs around
have
with the
some
fucking
scruff?
5 o'clock shadow anyway.
What, you guys don't feel good when you shave? You know, you're like, oh, I need to relax and just shave my
No.
beard, and it's like, you're
Maybe
like,
I should
oh,
do
it's
that.
so relaxing.
I just dry shave just for fun sometimes. I just get my razor, no water, no anything. I just
psychotic.
I just love the feel on my skin.
I'm gonna make one shaped
That's what
like
he
a
said.
fucking-
Literally, what you just said, John. That is exactly what he
Oh
was
my
saying in that
God.
video. Like,
Yeah,
I'm trying to
dude.
find the clip. I gotta find the clip. If anybody has it in there, drop me the link.
There's-
It's hilarious.
Dude, there's a reason we all have scruff, okay? And it's probably, I mean, for me, it's like I just don't ever want to shave my face again because it just sucks. I just don't like doing it. But
But he
Dude,
loves it.
MGK 's
Okay, it's relaxing
you're-
for him. You know.
doing it wrong.
I don't want to kink shame MGK here, okay? But I feel like it might be some BS.
Okay, I think I found the clip. I think this is maybe this is it. Maybe not.
Dude,
Let's
I
see.
hope the guitar case is a Gillette. I hope we get a Gillette guitar case. That'd be perfect.
You're gonna have to buy 5 other guitar bodies just to be able to play it next time.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
sure
he's
where it
playing the
is.
guitar.
Yeah, he
You
is
got a video
playing
of him
it.
Playing it.
I mean, he's doing punk, right? Like he's not going to be doing much soloing, I don't think.
Yeah.
He's not in Suicidal Tendencies. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is where he explains it. So he said the line of the title track, I use a razor to take off the edge, jump off the ledge, they said. How is that about fucking shaving?
Because he's a fucking liar, dude.
Dude, that is bull. Okay.
Take off the edge of
I don't know why
hair.
the volume's not working. I'm trying to,
That-
it's staying muted.
all it. Good.
Just want to hear his bullshit real quick.
Oh, God.
All right. I don't know why the volume's not working. That's weird. But anyways, yeah. So there's a vocal line right there that I was inspired by. But he said he was like, it was just like, I mean, like taking off the edge because I'm trimming down the hair on my face. I'm like,
Nobody has ever said that.
Oh my God.
either you're a bad lyricist or a piece of shit. Like,
I'm gonna say, ding ding.
He's like, how could you even think that means that? What are you even talking about right now? Of course it means taking off the edge of my hair on my face.
Yeah, because that's what you do. You take the edge off of your hair. It's not the
Yeah.
well, you don't want to stab anyone when you're kissing them, you know? You want to make sure
Yes,
it sounds
yes.
like nice, clean, soft.
I feel like the three of us could write a better song about shaving too. You know what I mean? Like for sure.
Maybe
I'm
that's
already
a challenge.
thinking like,
Fuck
you know,
yeah,
yeah.
Wow.
Write the song about shaving. I'm up for that.
We'll write it for you, MGK. Okay. Apparently you
Yeah.
didn't know how to do that.
Yeah, you take the edge off. You mean have a glass of whiskey? No, I mean I'm gonna go shave. Take the edge off, man.
Ugh, gotta take off the edge.
You don't understand. You're using the wrong razor, my friend. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So you guys think it's a cover up? He's totally covering up a lie, right? 100%. He has to be.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so.
Ugh.
But at least give us some other context too. Like in his Twitter post, you did some diving, I think, to find like I don't know how much you did to find that thing where he's talking, but like for most people, especially myself, like I never would have known what that was about. And in his little retweet, he was like, "You're talking about stuff you don't know. You just suck," or something like that. I don't know what he said, but you know what I mean? Like, give us some context. Tell me how I'm wrong, then, dude. Don't just tell me I
You
suck.
don't understand.
Like,
Well,
how?
explain it.
Yeah, help me. But yeah, no, I don't know, man. I think he's lying. I think
I think he's full of shit. Like Ryan said, both the latter. Everything, everything he said is it's crazy, man. So John wanted
But
to.
he's got a signature guitar.
Yeah, he's got a signature guitar. So enjoy paying $1,500 for a $200 piece of shit. You know, if you want to see what it sounds like, you know, go ahead and check him out playing it online. It looks ridiculous. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, but anyways, moving on. John, want to talk
I
about
want somebody to just
Go ahead.
sorry, play it. Somebody's gonna play it ironically and just shred the fuck out of it and be like, "Oh, these guys always talk about you play whatever, dude.
Mhm.
Whatever,
Yeah.
man.
I
don't know.
band-maid. John want to bring this up. Go ahead, John.
Okay. So they talked about in their Yokohama 10-year anniversary. At the end of it, they gave us all that information that they were going to be dropping, and for the new year. And they said they were going to be working with some Western artists. Do we have ideas on who they might work with? I have one, but I'd like to hear like y'all's thoughts. Who do you guys think some Western artists that they're going to collab with would be?
There's a couple obvious ones that just because of stuff that happened with them and when they were on here, they met up with the Warning. And people are very vocal about whether they would or would not want them to do it. I think if you got two bands that like each other and respect each other, give them a shot, dude. I mean, I don't know how it would work because you have 5 amazing singers between these bands, and you got, I mean, everything. You got the choruses that the Warning comes up with are just massive and super fun to hear. But same thing with band-maid. You know what I mean? It'd be interesting to see where it would go. But some people are just like, no, keep them separate. I don't want to hear them do anything together.
I'm gonna go with Saint Grey. He said Nickelback. Yeah, 100% think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I every time I've heard somebody say the Warning, I've been like, I don't know how it would. I want something really contrasting, but if you think about her voice, it definitely is. So like that would work actually really, really well. That's really cool.
I think the vocalists from the Warning are phenomenal. They are fantastic vocalists, and that's where I can see that happening. Like all three of them can sing really well.
Yeah.
You know, Danny is amazing singer. You know, but I don't see them like contributing on like the guitar parts and stuff like that. I see like
I don't know why not though. There's some great hooks in the guitar parts and everything. I mean, it's
for sure.
There's aspects from both bands that are just great for everything. The bass, you know, they're very, very different.
For sure.
I do like that they're both very riff oriented too. Like a lot of I'm trying to think. Disciple, I think, is one of my favorite like riffy songs from the Warning. But like they're very riff.
You know
heavy,
what? That might be a difference. The Warning is very riff, like a riff based song, and Band-Maid is not. And that would be neat to see, like, to hear band-maid do like just a straight up, they have riff-based songs, but hear them do like a riff-based song, but then have like a bridge by band-maid and just have it.
God, dude, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a true band collaboration where it's like,
Yeah.
you know, they really inspired the entire song. That would be wild, dude. If they went that far into a collaboration, would be awesome to hear that with that band.
I would say I consider band-maid like it's like riffage after riffage after riffage. You know what I mean? Where like Warning, they have just one riff and they kind of keep that. They keep the theme. Well, band-maid does too,
Right?
Because her octave chords keep that theme going through, and then but anyways, Domination has some of the best riffs I've ever heard.
I had this problem when I was playing. What song was it? I don't know. Was it? I guess pick a song. I was learning one of band-maid songs. I'm like, here's the thing. You can say, can you play Iron Man? Like, yeah, I can play Iron Man. You play one riff. You're like, hey, you can play Iron Man.
Yeah.
There's not just one riff in the song, but you know what I mean. Band-maid, you're like, can you play this band-maid song? Well, yeah, but you need to play like 6 different parts just to get the idea what's going on.
Yeah.
But like Warning it's more like an Iron Man side where you can play a riff. You're like, oh, that's that song, you know. So it'd be neat to see those things kind of mashed up together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
I think
What were you thinking?
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
no,
You tell
you.
us what
What are
you-
you thinking? Go, John.
Well, this one's like you were saying they're one of your favorite bands.
I know,
we
I
did a
love this
stream
idea.
recently, and we were talking about like who we think would just not who do they have a relationship with or anything like that, but who would we like to hear with them was a thing that we kind of got on. And M Shadows, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Okay. From Avenged Sevenfold, man, like his voice. There's a certain part in the song Nightmare you have to play, dude. At the starting of the song Nightmare,
I'll pull it up.
listen to him singing that, and I'm thinking I can't remember which song it is. I'll look up the song. I'll send you the song, dude. But
Did you
there's
say
a
it was
song that,
Warning?
like,
Or
no, dang it. It might be Domination, maybe.
all right, so this is the opening to Nightmare.
Yeah, like that first Nightmare scream, like the first little thing where he says that. We looked it up, same note, dude.
I think it comes up here.
It's like
Oh, there
right,
it
that note. That note that he's hitting,
is. Yeah.
that note that he hits right there, she hits it the identical note, but their vocal textures are like far enough away from each other. It would sound so cool to hear them singing together because they can hit the same range. It's freaking nuts. And like, I don't know. I would love to hear their contrast working together. It would be really
the different
cool.
virtuosity between those bands would be so fun to just
Yeah, dude.
see what would happen if they were like
Yeah.
do anything together.
Dude.
That would be nuts.
Mhm.
I would absolutely love it. I absolutely love both bands, so it would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay.
It'd be awesome just to hear those vocals together. All of Metal
yeah.
mentioned something interesting, and he's saying Incubus. I didn't even think about Incubus.
Dude, hell yeah.
But I gotta say, I saw Incubus at Aftershock, and I was shocked on how fucking good they are still.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I mean, the
Yeah.
guy's voice is pristine still. Like, it sounds like he just like they took.
Brandon Boyd.
Yeah, Brandon Boyd. His voice is the same. It hasn't aged. Like, unfortunately, with M Shadows, his voice, you can hear the age in it. He fucked it
Yeah.
up. He had to let it heal. But with him, what was his name? Brandon. Brandon is his name.
Brandon Boyd, yeah.
Brandon Boyd from Incubus. He is like, he hasn't changed at all. Like, you know, when you get older, your voice gets a little deeper and stuff. His is just like
Yeah.
exactly the same. It's insane. It was
Yeah, the
insane.
first time I heard them, they were opening up for, oddly enough, 311, but they played before Sugar Ray. So it was Incubus,
Yeah.
Sugar Ray, and
What a
311.
Wow.
And Incubus wasn't even on the bill. Like, nobody knew who they were. And they came out, and Brandon Boyd had like long dreads, no shirt, didgeridoo. I'm like, what
Oh my
is
God.
this? And they start going to this heavy, heavy fucking song. And I'm like, who is this? Nobody knew who they were. I had to go find the merch tables and like buy a CD because nobody
That's
knew
so
who
cool,
they were.
dude.
Mm.
And I heard in the album, I listened to it, I'm like, this is the best thing I've heard since Mike Patton. The dude is phenomenal. Like, the variety on the album was just everywhere. That's still one of my favorite albums. And then when Mike Einziger made a point to go meet Band-Maid when they were at Aftershock, like, he made his way over to them to watch them play. And he's a phenomenal guitar player, dude. A songwriter, guitarist. He's a very original. Well, it's a pretty original band. I mean, they kind of softened
Yeah.
up on their later shit, but
Mhm.
what they, I mean, they had you know, they had odd time signatures and stuff to, you know, in songs on the radio with like odd time signatures that were popular. That's just an odd thing anyway. So to know that he was interested in just checking out band-maid and he wanted to meet him, I was like, dude, that's awesome because they're two of my guitar heroes.
I consider, I was going to say with Incubus, they're one of the bands from the 90s that kind of kept that whole odd time signature thing going from like the 70s and 80s, you know? They kept that still alive. And they proved that you could still write catchy hooks and hits like that and still be on the radio with stuff that was going to be that technical. It doesn't seem like it, but it is. It's like, I remember always hearing Incubus be like, there's something weird about this. I love it anyways, but I'm like, what is going on? But it wasn't until I started learning. I was like, oh shit. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in fucking 5/8 or some shit or whatever. Yeah, you try and
remember,
sing along with it and your rhythm gets off. You're like,
yes.
does this work?
Yeah. I remember one of my friends, he was like, oh, dude, I've been playing guitar, and he'd only been playing for like a few months, and he was showing me something, and I'd been playing for a little bit longer than him, and he was showing me an Incubus song, and whenever he told me he was about to play an Incubus song, I was like, my God, I'm over here playing like Trivium, Metallica, you don't really know, so, and then like he just started playing this Incubus song, I was like, okay, that's pretty badass, actually, like they're like, everything that they do, the way that they build a riff is actually really very unique. And it was really cool to see him doing that. He was like a year younger than me or something like that. And I was like, you keep playing because you're kicking ass. You're doing great.
That's awesome, man.
And, but yeah, that's cool to like, I think one thing about that you were saying about his vocals still being great. I saw them at Louder Than Life 2 years ago, I think. And that comes from not singing outside too much of your comfortability. Like, you know how people say sing the way you speak? Yeah. He is like, he has a very dynamic range. Like if you think about whenever he sings Megalomaniac, whenever he hits those parts, and that's long, he's got like very high parts that he hits, but he's like within still, I don't feel like he's trying to get there. He's just
it's within reach. Easily within reach.
Yeah. And I think it says a lot. It's like with fighters, you don't want to like, you know, don't want to take too many punches or whatever. I think the same thing can be said with a vocalist, like your longevity.
Have you heard any of their older stuff?
Yeah.
The album Science, where there's like some screaming going on.
Yeah.
They're real heavy. And like after that, subsequent interviews are like, we didn't really want the album to be that heavy. I'm like, whatever, dude. That album was great.
It was heavy.
I haven't heard that. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Dude, it's incredible. You will lose your freaking mind, dude.
I will check it. So their first album was pretty heavy.
There was Fungus, what was it? Something about there's like an EP, and then Science is the one that had like, this is the first thing I heard from him, and it was, dude, it's a fucking ride. Because there's a DJ on there, it's in that time, and then the album after that had one called Battle Scratchalactica, I think, which is just a DJ and the bass and drums. It's one of the coolest things I've ever heard in my life, dude. I love that song so much. But they throw in like jazz and stuff in the middle of in these songs, or they'll have a song where it's just a really chill song, which like Faith No More, like you have heavy stuff, and then all of a sudden there's this freaking jazz tune, and it sounds incredible, and you want to hear it over and over.
Yeah, so, hell yeah.
Like,
are you guys familiar with the lawsuit with Motley Crue and Mick Mars? Yeah, so
I just watched a video on that too.
Oh, you did?
I'm on it, man.
I got you covered. We're on the same page, Ryan. Well, so they pretty much want to cut him out of the band, pretty much, right? Take away the royalties or whatnot, and not allow him to have it, even though he like wrote like almost all the songs, right, or something like that, or was a big contributor writer. So
he said, I carried those bastards for years.
Yeah. He was like the older member, right, of the group when he joined. So like Vince Neil's 62, Nicky 65, Tommy Lee 61, and then guitarist Mick was 72. But he won. He actually won the lawsuit against them. So shout out to him. I thought that was just interesting that it's been going on for pretty long. Is it almost like 10 years or something like that? 8 years?
Well, it's been a battle because he's been fighting. I can't remember the name of his disease. He's had his disease since they've been a band, and it's painful. And he's been dealing with it the whole time. Touring. I mean, touring's hard. I don't know from personal experience. I know just from people that have done it, and I watch enough documentaries. Touring is It's hard to do. And if you're
Yes, it
dealing
is.
with the debilitating disease on top of that and you still do it, you're a fucking hero, dude. And he did it. And his problem was he couldn't do it anymore. He's old. He's in pain.
Yeah.
But they were like, well, you can't be part of the band anymore. He's like, no, I can still write. Have somebody play the music. I can still write in the studio. And they're just like, no, you're done.
Yeah. And so they released these documents, whatever. It turned out they failed to supply incorporation and income tax returns as part of the 1,372 pages sent over in early December.
Oh my God.
They wrote these documents should have been produced without the need for prodding by Mars. So they sent him 1,372 pages. That's crazy. Failure to produce the documents earlier than December 8th counts to a refusal. Despite this, the judge ruled that the lawsuit is moot. What does moot mean? Because of Mars.
Irrelevant.
All right.
I love that term, though.
I'm going to start saying that. Moot.
It's moot.
Just randomly.
Yeah,
Moot.
You're moot. You're moot. Fuck you, man.
Because of Mars' later request for 2023 general ledger entries because they were not listed by him. Motley viewed this as their own victory and considered the case done and dusted. Their attorney told the publication the case is over. That's the key takeaway. So it's just insane that this went on for that long.
Just get that fucking greedy as a band to be like, fuck that guy. Like the dude wrote the best songs they had.
Yeah.
He was the key in shaping the band. And he puts up with your bullshit and your drugs and your stupid partying for decades. And then you're like, yeah, fuck you.
Well, here's the sad thing too. Like reading through this, it still says there's a private arbitration right now, still taking place later this year, which will decide if Mars should have to pay back his shares in Girls, Girls, Girls.
Oh my God, dude.
Like what the fuck? Leave the poor man alone. He's 72. Bro, he's 72. Leave him alone. You guys are all old as fuck. Just like, you have all the money in the world. Fucking go on a beach and just like chill. Like fucking chill.
Dude. I'll
like,
pay you back. Give me 30 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pay you in installments, $20 a month. Dude, it's just ridiculous.
How do you be that greedy?
Yeah, you can see how much people are worth nowadays. So I'm like wondering how much are they worth and why are they still going for it? I mean, at this point, they've got like generational wealth. You know what I mean? Like they're set for their grandchildren's lives, you know?
Yeah, and they're trying to take that away from his family.
Yeah. I wonder why they're doing that, dude. And that's messed up, man. Songwriting and like, I feel like more than anything, more than like the financial thing, it's like the I guess like the pride aspect of it too. You know what I mean? Like, I wrote this song and they're taking that from him.
All right, this is
and he also called him out like those guys have been playing the backing tracks this whole time. I'm the one playing my shit for real. So they're just mad.
Oh my God.
They're petty.
According to this, Tommy Lee is worth $70 million. Mick Mars is worth $70 million. Nikki Sixx is worth $55 million, which makes sense. That's why he's so pissed, probably, because he's worth less than Mick Mars. And then Vince Neil is $50 million. That's not enough, guys. You know, it's just not enough. I just don't understand. You're fucking 60 plus years old, and you already have millions of dollars. You know,
you'd have to like really try to spend that much money in the rest of your life. Like,
exactly.
Dumb decisions. I'm going to buy 4 mansions and 18 Lamborghinis. I'll see how much money.
You just put it in the S&P 500 and it makes money. Like you're making more than anybody's salary a year just off of fucking dividends. Like what the fuck?
Greed. Right? Right?
Oh man, Brian's comment is hilarious. Maybe Coke ain't free.
I don't think Vince is doing coke anymore. If he's doing coke, he'd be Alaskan.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes. Oh my God.
He can't even sing anymore, right?
Dude, it's so funny to listen to him fucking sing. It's so bad.
Oh God, it's like, rough, man.
Dude,
I think that's start my heart.
He's not one of the richest music artists in the industry. Tommy Lee is. It's like, geez.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they sue their band members for the rest of the money. That's how they become so insanely rich.
Dude, is it Tommy Lee that owns Boss Coffee? Like somebody owns Boss Coffee that's a musician that I was like, wait,
Really?
what? It's a huge thing in Japan or like in Tokyo at least.
Yeah,
Boss Coffee,
yeah, I
and I
saw
can't
things
remember who
everywhere.
it is that owns it.
Oh, I
But
always
it's a musician.
there's a YouTuber. I can't remember his name, but he
Shred Dog,
promotes
he's
them.
affiliated with them.
Shred Dog, yeah.
Shred Dog, yeah.
He used to be
I
one
saw
of my
he's in Japan.
students.
He's like taking pictures of all the fucking signs outside.
Oh my
Like, right
god,
on,
I
dude.
think it is Tommy Lee Jones.
He owns Boss Coffee, right?
Hold on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think he does. I'm still looking into it. So Japan's #1 canned coffee, Boss Coffee, is now available in the US. Hold on. Owned by who?
Yes.
Owned.
Dude, yes.
That's crazy if it
That
is Tommy
freaking
Lee
nuts.
Jones.
I absolutely love Boss Coffee, dude. So like if he owns it, I'm just putting more money into his bank account.
Yeah, just stop.
Dang it.
I'm trying to find out. No, it says it's founded in 1899. It's a
I mean,
family-owned
he's been
business.
alive for a long time, but
I don't think he's that old.
I don't think he's that- I don't think-
Maybe Big Mars is, but I don't think
we
Tommy's
discovered the
that
truth. He's
Okay.
a vampire.
old. He looks like a fucking vampire.
I know, yeah.
No, Ueshima Todao. I'm probably saying
Okay.
that wrong. That's the company founder. Okay, yeah. So it's been around since 1899.
Sheesh, I was way off. Good God.
Yeah, a little far of a stretch, you know.
Yeah,
Come
but
here
is
for
Tommy Lee affiliated with it in the States? So.
Don't
Wikipedia
look to me
says.
for the facts, okay?
Tommy-
I'm not.
Tommy Lee appeared in commercials for Boss Coffee. Shout out, thanks for doing
Oh,
the
he did
research.
commercials. Okay,
there
that
you go,
makes
there you go.
sense. All right.
You're fine.
Alright,
You
Oh,
guys
here
are
it is.
commercial, own the company.
Here it
a
is.
little different.
Boss Coffee is turning 30 years old. Wait, we're getting misinformation here. Learn about the history of the canned coffee, his recognizable logo, and those Tommy Lee Jones ads. No, it's Tommy Lee Jones. Okay, I don't
Oh
even
my
know. You know,
God.
we're just gonna leave it alone at this point. I don't know. Boss Coffee is a mystery at this point. We don't know.
Is it even coffee?
We don't even know. Yeah, is it even coffee?
Oh, God.
Some Tommy Lee thing is involved, and it's in Japan. It's a recognizable coffee brand in Japan. That we can
Like,
say
right now, y'all
is
are like-
accurate. All right, that is accurate information.
I didn't know it was Japanese until I went over there. I'm like, oh,
Yo, like, why did we get this dude on here? He has no idea, no idea what he's talking about.
He confused Tommy Lee Jones with Tommy Lee.
we were expecting you to be a bit racist.
No, you're a perfect fit. This is exactly what we needed.
Dude, ADHD, and I'm also dyslexic, so it's like I just got to hit with a stick. Dude.
I know, that's
they just
perfect.
beat me.
That's perfect.
So this literally has nothing to do with Molly.
It had nothing to do with Motley Crue, but great segue. I'm impressed that you like segued to this because it is from Japan. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
So nice.
We're gonna.
And we got Shred Dog I mentioned. Check him out, dude. He's got a good travel.
Yeah,
Yes.
he goes to
Yeah,
Japan all the time.
exactly.
He's one of my guitar students. He was awesome. He's an awesome student.
Right on.
Did a great job. Well, guys, that's it. That's it. Unless you got another story you want to bring up. That's the show today, guys. This is our new show that we're doing every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. So make sure you join us every week. We're just talking about all the good music news and
We're gonna
you know?
try and catch some news maybe before Sunday. So stuff happens
Yeah.
in the middle of the week, right?
yeah, exactly.
We're
So
on it this week.
we're on
I'm
it.
proud of myself for accidentally watching videos that we.
I
Talk
know. I was shocked. I'm like, every topic I brought up, you're like, oh, I watched that. Oh, I
Yeah,
watched
I don't
that.
know shit about every Sunday. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna read these notes. And then today I'm like,
you're like,
Nailed it.
you're more prepared for this one. Yeah, because you were like the Rick Beato one. I'm like, oh, I watched that one too. I think we have the same search history, Ryan.
no, I'm sure we don't.
Whoa, what are you watching? I don't know what that means. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is something that we promised we were going to do. You know, if you guys like this kind of content, you want us to keep improving the show, subscribing would mean the world to us, and sharing these video with other people, we greatly appreciate it. If you subscribe, we promise to you we'll keep making the show better and keep putting out content that I hope you guys
Promising
enjoy.
a lot, dude. We're gonna keep it at least as good.
Yeah, it's gonna get better. Just kidding.
I'm not making any promises. This is
I'm
all on
making
you.
a pro. I got you guys. We'll bring you more content. Ryan deletes his browser history every day. For sure. Guys, see you in the next one. Appreciate you all. See you.
See you guys.